Hi, a very good evening to all of you. Today we are going to discuss a particular question. There's an opinion question, and this question was asked on 11th of November 2021. Traditional ideas from older people about the way of living and behavior are not helpful to young people and their futures. So the ideas of the older people, from the older people, it means our ancestors, they had some ideas. Our grandfathers or grandmothers, our great grandfathers or great grandmothers have had some ideas. They had some approach towards life. They had some approach towards the way which we have to behave in the society. So this particular ideas and this particular thoughts and this particular approach is not helpful to the young people at present and their future. This is an argument which you have to say, yes, I agree, or no, you disagree. So the statement is very clear. So as the introduction, let's see the introduction in detail. So I highlighted in blue. It's often argued that the traditional approach to life and behavior hardly helps the modern society. It's not going to help the modern society. Although it is true in most circumstances, I cannot deny that it still has some relevance in the life of the newer generation. Okay, in most circumstances, I said in most circumstances, what they said is correct. It has very less significance in the modern society. But I can not deny it still has some relevance in the life of the newer generation. We have some relevance, still has some ideas are good. I cannot deny that some are okay, but most of the circumstances, it is not practical. This is what the thesis is. The thesis here is that you agree. You agree to the statement, but not completely. Now, when we see the first particular paragraph, one of the major reasons why I think the orthodox way of thoughts have negligible benefits to humans is that they can be no longer applicable in the present situation. So the main reason why I told that it's not applicable in the present situation, it's not applicable in the present situation. So these ideas are good. It may be applicable to the past, but in the present situation, we are living in an advanced technological way, in a better standard of life, in a civilized world. We have a lot of works, we have a lot of complex duties and responsibilities. In this particular life, it's not possible to live in the past. They used to sleep at night after having the dinner. They used to sleep early at night. Or maybe at 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock in the evening, they used to sleep after the dinner. That's the idea. No one in the past did sleep after 10 o'clock or 9 p.m. So that was the traditional way. And they had dinner first. Before the sun sets, they'll have the dinner. They won't eat at 12 o'clock at night, midnight. We don't have night outs and parties there. The way of life is different. It was different. Men worked outside, women looked after the children. That was the way of life. But the modern life is much complex. You can now do that. You cannot sleep early at night today in this situation, because we do have a complex life situation. We do have a lot of work to do. We have a lot of work to finish. And both of these male and females, they have to work. They have to work. So females have to work outside, as well as male have to work outside. So the responsibilities, the habits, everything have changed in an unimaginable manner. This is what we have said in the first paragraph. The second paragraph, we said it has the ancient ideas had no scientific basis. That's a plural of basis. Okay, so many of the ancient ideas, not all, many of the ancient ideas, they didn't have any scientific basis. Instead, they had some superstitions and religious beliefs as the basis, the fundamental. The ideas were based on religion or superstitions. And many such practices and rituals across the globe later proved to be uncivilized. For example, child marriages, killing of women after their husband's death. So there were many such practices. Slavery, all these things were there. So denying female education, here it's given denying female education and marrying them at a younger age was very common. It was traditional ideas. They were traditional thought. It's not good for the future of the young children. I cannot say. I need to admit that there are some traditional ideas which are very essentially taught, which are much essentially taught to the young generation for molding a good future. Some of them are respecting the nature. We need to respect the nature. We need to stop exploiting the nature, throwing plastic here and there, cutting trees, all these things. You need to reduce the carbon emissions, helping each other, being much social, feeling empathetic to the needy, suffering people, are some of such characters which we need, which is essentially needed. So we have that paragraph too. And the last paragraph, the conclusion and the answer of the question. It's clear that the traditional idea of older people towards life and behavior have less significance in the modern society. However, one cannot completely underestimate that. You can have very less significance, you have very less significance there, but we cannot completely underestimate that. That's it. Thank you.